Culture and climate, two of the biggest buzzwords in the world of education. But what do they really mean? And more importantly, why do they matter? Your climate is the heartbeat of your school. What's the mood? What's the vibe? What's the tone like in your building on a day-to-day basis? Your culture is ingrained in your traditions, your expectations, and your overall reputation as a school in your community and beyond. Culture and climate are so important because they impact so many aspects of the educational process as a whole, from business and community support, parent and adult supporter involvement, school spirit, and it even trickles down to impact the value of the housing market within your school zone. All of those things matter because they contribute to making your school what it is, be it for better or for worse. The crazy thing about culture, especially from a school's perspective, is that it can change in the blink of an eye. That's because every single time a person enters or leaves your school, both adults and students alike, the climate of your building changes. Without having your finger on the pulse of those changes to your climate, your overall school culture can take a turn for the worse in no time. That means that every single school year, as we welcome new students and staff members alike, as well as throughout the school year as people come and go, it's vital that we make a concentrated effort to constantly build and foster a strong, positive, and uplifting school culture on a daily basis. One of the trickiest aspects of school culture is that it is developed from so many different perspectives, not simply the students and the staff members. As such, you have to make every effort to view your school through the lens of others: students, educators, adult supporters, visitors and guests, and the business community. So how do you turn your school's culture around? That's $1 million question, especially for schools that find themselves struggling. First, you have to be very intentional. Every single thing that you do as a leader plays a role in establishing the culture on your campus. Every interaction, every email, every introduction, every little detail lends itself to impacting your school's culture. I think the biggest key to creating change, especially when it comes to culture, is with your attitude and outlook on life. Have you ever seen a great leader with a negative attitude? Because I haven't. Great leaders are positive, optimistic, and energetic. And so when you encounter staff members that whine and complain and gossip, they are killing your school's culture. So that means that we have to have the hard conversation up front and clearly establish our expectations as leaders so that people understand the direction that we're headed. And if they can't get on board, then they don't need to work in our building, point blank, plain and simple. It's important to understand that it's not just the leadership that is responsible for the overall culture of your building. It's the responsibility of every single person on your campus. We are all agents of change, and therefore we all play a role in establishing the atmosphere on our campus. So make sure that everyone is included in your expectations. Bus drivers, cafeteria staff, custodians, you name it, because we all play a key role when it comes to culture and climate. Administrators, you have got to be in teachers' classrooms on a regular basis. Pop in for 5 minutes, pop in for 10 minutes, sit down in a desk, and just see what's going on in class that day. Educators, you have got to be in the hallways between classes. Smile, wave, high five, fist bump. Just simply interact with your kids, and I promise that you will see a noticeable difference in the way that your kids treat you in return. Administrators and educators alike need to be visible before school and after school, in the bus lanes and the car lanes, to not only greet students, but to interact with the bus drivers and the adult supporters as they bring our kids to and from campus every single day. In terms of people that aren't directly connected to your building, we have to find ways to get those stakeholders on our campus. One of my favorite activities was hosting a business appreciation luncheon. We created formal invitations, mailed them out, and hosted members of the local business community on our campus. Have your students assist with the presentation that explains what your school is all about, and have them provide a tour of your school to highlight various programs and all the cool spots on your campus. This can make a tremendous impact on the perception of your school, especially in the business community, and we all know how important that can be. Along those same lines, make sure that you find ways to connect with your local real estate agents and let them know what your school is all about. When people move to your community, especially if they have kids, their first question is going to be about the school system. We want those real estate agents to answer with strong and positive news for those new people in your community. Social media is huge when it comes to your school's culture and climate. There are great things happening on your campus every single day. Make sure that you are sharing those things on social media. Let's take a look at the exterior of your campus. What is the look and the feel? Is your school's name clearly visible from the road? How's the landscaping? Are there signs that provide clear direction for where each stakeholder should park? Are the grounds clean and well maintained? What about the paint that lines the parking spaces? Is it fresh or is it dull and faded? All of those things matter because they provide that ever so important first impression. And don't forget to examine the entrance points for your students that ride the bus or those that drive to school. Every single aspect of your campus is important. Next, let's examine the entrance areas inside the building where people come in. The front lobby and the office area is generally the first place that visitors to your campus are going to see. What type of vibe does it create? What do you have displayed? Because the things that you display convey a message of the things that you value as a school. Athletics are great, but how are you recognizing and including all groups on your campus? Those are the types of things that I look for when I visit a school for the first time. Arguably the most important person on your entire campus is your front desk receptionist. 99% of the time, that is going to be the first interaction that people have with your school. Do they provide a warm and friendly welcome? Or are they too busy to deal with the guests and the adult supporters that enter your building? It's vital that you have a rock star up front that can multitask and that has the ability to deal with people in a positive and uplifting way. Another thing to think about here is how they answer the phone. Again, is it a warm and inviting greeting? All of those things play a key role in establishing the climate on your campus. Throughout your building, the physical appearance plays a key role in contributing to your school's culture. Take a look at your walls. Do they have life and color, or are they dull and boring? So many of the high schools and even some of the middle schools that I visit, they're full of gray, prison, cell block walls. And those aren't my words. Those are the words of our kids everywhere that I travel. So look for ways that you can add murals and create ownership opportunities throughout your campus for your student body. Just like our tendency is to judge a book by its cover, we often judge a school based on its walls. Another aspect to consider is the signage around your campus. Are there lots of no's and don'ts and not allowed posted on your campus? What type of messaging does that send to your stakeholders? Every single aspect of your campus plays a role in establishing your school's culture and climate. We talked earlier about the cleanliness outside on your campus, and the same thing holds true on the inside of your building. Your custodial staff plays such a key role in developing your school's culture, and it's important that they understand that and feel valued and respected as such. Are the floors clean? Are the walls clean? Are the bathrooms clean? All of those things lend themselves to creating the atmosphere in your building. Now, let's step away from the physical appearance of the building for a minute and focus on relationships. I like to say that the magic happens outside of the classroom. It's before school, it's between classes, it's during lunch, it's after school, it's at extracurricular activities, you name it, that's where relationships are truly formed. It's so important for staff members to be visible and active throughout the day. That starts with greeting kids in the morning with a smile, being in the hallways interacting between classes, and then giving out high fives and fist bumps at the exits as your kids head home for the day. Every time that you pass someone on your school's campus, you're constructing your school's climate. And whether you're building it up or whether you're tearing it down, that's on you. So be that rock star educator who smiles and waves at every single person that you pass on your school's campus. Speaking of between classes, another super cool thing that we did was add music over the intercom system during class changes. Music is a powerful tool that can really set the tone for the overall vibe on your campus. And for you elementary schools that maybe don't have class changes like they do at the high school or the middle school level, you can still play a song of the day on the intercom with the morning announcements, and then maybe have another song play in the afternoon as your kids head home. At the end of the day, every single person watching this video right now, every single person on your campus, and every single person on this planet wants to hear, and more importantly, wants to feel three things. We all want to be seen, we all want to be heard, and we all want to be loved. If you're looking for the key to unlocking school culture, there it is right there, y'all. When every single person on your campus truly believes that they're seen, heard, and loved, that is when your school's culture has been completely transformed. Chase your dreams, y'all. Peace.